You know, every once in a while I run across a tool that really just hits it out of the park. And I gotta say, after using this for a little while, I think this is one of them. Today we're taking a look at the Nextool Flagship Pro. This is an extremely nice, budget-friendly multi-tool. Alright everybody, welcome back. So this multi-tool really hits it out of the park when it comes to price point and quality. The build quality on this thing is amazing. I mean, I'll bring it up to the camera. I have the camera a little zoomed in today so you can actually see it. And you got these Torx bits on the top. I mean, this thing is just built like a tank. And it opens with a nice positive snap. I mean, this feels to me like an expensive Leatherman kind of tool. So we'll get into the features and the function of all of it, and we're going to give it a little test. I mean, there's not much I can do with it until I actually use it, but I have used it for a few things so far, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with it. The price on it's $37.50, and that's currently what it is on Amazon right now. May change, may go lower, may go higher, but for what it is, I mean, this is like, to me, this is the equivalent of what would be a $100 multi-tool from Leatherman or something. Just really shocked. And if you want to buy a Leatherman, hey, that's cool, but I tend to gravitate towards items that are geared towards budget prepping. And if you don't have a ton of money and you're spreading your money out so thin, you know, I need this, I need a radio, I need food, I need water, this will really help you out, spread out your money a little bit. So this is a Nextool Flagship Pro. It's got 16 different tools embedded in a double butterfly design. It's a stainless steel, all completely stainless steel, and really shocking quality for the price. Now, unlike other multi-tools, this one features both a pair of pliers and a pair of scissors situated on opposite ends of the butterfly design. So this choice allows for easy access to the sharp scissors, and we'll get into the scissors later. You're not going to believe these things. And they actually work. That's the good part. You know, they really work well. So in a pinch, you might even be able to use these things as Emt Shears or belt cutters because they do have rounded tips on them too. So you kind of have a dual purpose kind of thing here. And we'll get into the scissors in a sec. I want to show you them. I'm going to show you all the tools. I was just shocked at how well the scissors work. Now, in addition to the scissors and pliers, this has a knife, a saw, a ruler, a bottle opener, wire stripper, line cutter, glass breaker, can opener, and screwdriver. It's got that nice locking frame mechanism there. So everything kind of locks into place very firmly. All the tools are accessible from the outside, so there's no digging for anything. And it does have a nice frame lock. It's locked up really tight there, and you can see how far that lock is over on the back of that blade. If I move it, you'll see. So it's not going anywhere. And it is a really nice, almost a kind of a semi-sheepsfoot kind of blade there. Came very, very sharp out of the package. The pocket clip allows for a bunch of different carry options. It's very tight. You know, it's not one of these things that's going to snap off and bend. You can see it's nice and tight against there. So definitely a cool little thing. It's super small, you know, as far as multi-tool goes. It's not a big, you know, it's not like a thick kind of Swiss Army knife or a big, huge, long tool. It's small enough for everyday carry. It's got 16 tools in it, so you can use this for daily use or everyday carry. The blade on this, let's take a look at that blade again. This is a flat ground blade, okay? Has a flat portion on the blade for a sharpener guide on the side. And like I said, this thing came super, super sharp out of the box. I'm going to just take a piece of paper to show you. And it's just insane how sharp that came out of the box. It's like they actually took time to make it nice. You have over here a nice aggressive saw right here. Again, snaps right out. Now this saw has a nice kind of double diamond cutter design there, if you can see it. You know, they're going each way, those little diamonds on there. And it does seem to cut both ways. I had a little trouble opening this saw to begin with. I want to show you a little trick that I discovered, and again, there's the liner lock, so it's locked up really tight there. When I first tried to do this, I don't have much of nails. I tried to reach in here and do it, and it wasn't working. But this has a little end on the end here, a little end piece here, that you can grab it right there, see that little notch, and pull it right up. So it is nice and easy to get at. Now, I'm going to open up all the tools here, this way, on the top, so you can see those, okay? Let me show you the other tools on the inside here. Alright, so open them up in the back, and you can take a look there. You do have sort of a Phillips head that could be used as a Phillips head screwdriver. You've got your flathead there, your can opener, your bottle opener, your wire cutter and stripper. We're going to try that out in a sec here. But I just want to show you. Now here's the cool part, okay? I've been saving this tool for last because I think it's kind of cool. On the top here, you'll notice you have a ruler. The ruler is both in inches and centimeters. But when you open this ruler up, that's where the fun begins. I'm going to try to keep it all in camera. There's your scissors. Now that's what I was telling you about the rounded tips on it. So in a pinch, these could be used as Emt shears. These are spring-loaded. They are big enough that they'll actually work for stuff, and they're razor sharp. They work very, very well. Again, let's get that piece of paper out here. You can cut right through things with no problem. They're big enough to use. They're not those little tiny little nubs of scissors that you can't actually get in there, and they close back down really easily, just like that. So, I mean, for all the features this thing has, it's really an amazing deal. I gotta say, really impressive the way they were able to put together such a well-made item without, you know, cutting corners on it. One of the things I noticed too, and you might have noticed it earlier, are the pliers. Pliers are nice and even. They don't have any play in them at all. You know, there's no side-to-side play. Replaceable carbide cutters. See that there? And we'll give those a try here. I've got some wire to cut. I'm just going to cut a little piece off it because we're going to strip this wire too. There we go. Cuts right through it, no problem. There you go. So, definitely an impressive little tool. Really, really like the fact that you got that in there, as well as the pliers that are flush. You know, I had multi-tools where the pliers are kind of open here, or they're kind of bend up that way. These are flush all the way flat down, even against each other, so they're really easy to use for small, kind of intricate work, which is what you'd be using this for most of the time. So let's try this out with a few little tests. We already tested the cutters. We know they work pretty well. So let's try it out with some other stuff. First test is going to be the wire stripper there. Now this is the can opener. On the back of the can opener, you'll see that little piece there. We're going to try and strip some wire with it. As you can see, that's getting in there, cutting right in. Okay. There we go. I'm not familiar with using this particular type of tool, but as you can see, it's stripping it. I'm kind of clumsy with it. So I'm sure I'll get some trolls on here. He doesn't even know how to strip wire. As you can tell, it works. You got that wire stripped off there. That worked very well with a minimum of cutting of the wire inside. There's like one little strand. So definitely does its job there. The can opener's right through here, and you got that old kind of P58 action on it. Let's try something else. Let's try the knife. Okay, we've got some paracord to cut here. Sails right through it, no problem at all. Let's try the scissors with the paracord. Open that back end here. Let's just take a little piece here and cut it. Yep, see, it doesn't fold over. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Real scissors on a multi-tool. That's just amazing. All right, so now I'm going to try doing a little bushcraft type fire starting here. I'm going to shave off some fat wood. We're going to take the blade, see how sharp it is. Then we're going to use the saw to cut a little bit, and we'll try that out. So let me get this all cleaned up, and we'll head to that. All right, so there you go. There's the saw with the triangle teeth on it. I'm going to try and do a little cutting with it. Start a notch in here. I can't believe how well that's cutting, though. It doesn't want to push forward, but then again, I'm kind of working on a very small piece of wood here. But as far as it goes, that's amazing. It's just tearing right through that. And just pulling it through a few times, you can see how deep of a notch I put in that wood. That's pretty impressive, gotta say. I don't know why it's not going forward on me. I'm probably just working with too small of a piece of wood. There we go. But you definitely get an idea for how sharp that saw is and how effective that is for cutting. I mean, you could definitely cut through. There we go. A little bit of a smoother area, smoother surface. You can see that definitely works well. Make nice little notches. I could use that to make a notch for a tent stake for the cord on the end of it. So definitely a cool little saw you got going there. Let's try the back of the saw blade. Now with this, with the liner lock, I actually feel secure enough to do a little scraping of some fat wood with it. You know, not aggressively. I'm not going to push down and purposely try to defeat the thing, but I definitely feel secure about it and wouldn't worry about it snapping back on me. So it can definitely scrape. It's scraping the heck out of that. Nice 90-degree spine on it. And most multi-tools, the saw makes for an excellent scraping device when it comes to scraping your ferrule rods or fat wood or anything. You can really get a nice scrape going with it without too much stress. So there you go. That's definitely working there. And even if I were to saw it a little bit, get a little fat wood, get some shavings. There we go. Yeah, it likes to have a little notch cut in it already. So there you go. And I'm sure the fact that it doesn't want to push forward is my fault, not the saw's fault, because that thing does tear through anything it touches. All right, let's try the knife blade out. Put that away. Yeah, that does lock up nicely. Okay. You have a little couple pieces of fat wood shaved off here. And it's really sharp. Really effective, you can see. Yeah, can even do a nice curls with this thing. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so far, very impressed for the price. Let me go get my ferrule rod, and we will try to start a fire with this. All right, here goes nothing. Watch me make a big mess out of this. Almost. Almost. There we go. So you see how well the back of this little saw will work, and I was not even the slightest bit worried about it kicking back and hitting me, because that liner lock is in there really, really tight. So let me put out my fire, clean up my mess. I'll give you some final specs on this tool, and let you know where you can pick one up. All right, so that's a very quick, kind of rough and dirty demo of how this thing works. I'm going to be using this more in the channel. I'm actually going to be leaving it out here to be used when I need, to use a multi-tool for anything, or even starting fires with, or sawing. We're going to try and use that saw a little more, I suspect, because it was just a very small piece of wood. But it definitely cut through whatever it was doing, even if I had a pull to do it. It's probably just a small piece of wood and at a hard angle for me to do it. Definitely worked though. So I think a bigger, thicker piece of wood would probably cut right through it, no problem. So it's definitely an impressive tool. One of the things I didn't show you, and I forgot to mention, was the glass breaker here. That little piece right there. Now, having this in your vehicle as a rescue tool is also a good idea too. If you live by water and you go off into the water and you got to cut your seatbelt with a seatbelt cutter and smash that, or the wire cutter, I call it the seatbelt cutter, but it's a wire cutter, and smash that window open so you can get out of your vehicle, you have two tools right there. Would I carry a dedicated tool for that? Yeah, but if I forgot it that day, I got this. So it's definitely a cool little thing. So some info on the blade itself. The whole thing, the blade material and everything is made of 50 CR15 MOV. Closed, it's 11 centimeters or 4.3 inches. The overall length when open is 16.6 centimeters or 6.5 inches. The whole body material is made of stainless steel. It is a frame lock, and it weighs 246 grams or 8.6 ounces. The biggest impression on this for me was the scissors. Every type of multi-tool I've had a crummy pair of scissors on it. I've never had decent scissors, even on better multi-tools that I paid a good deal of money for. And I have my share of Gerbers and Leathermans, and the scissors were always kind of an afterthought. But these things are just amazing. Just wanted to pull them open for you there. I mean, just a full-size set of scissors that just does everything you want it to do. So if you use scissors often in your work, and you got that multi-tool and it's such a compromise, this might be something to really look into. And for less than $40, this thing is built like a tank. You even have replaceable carbide tips for the cutters. I could not believe that. So, definitely good value. When I run across these kind of things, I like to bring them to you and show you. I'm just showing you the bag it comes with. It comes with a little pouch there. All of your instructions on how to use all the different tools. There's your safety information, maintenance, all that. But all in all, definitely a cool little thing. That's the Nextool Flagship Pro. I'm going to put a link down below right away where you can pick one up. I do have them at my Amazon store, but this will be a direct link to it. Give you one last little look at this thing. And I mean, seriously, there is no side-to-side play at all in that. It's just built like a tank. And it's not overly heavy. I mean, I have some Leathermans that are fairly heavy, and I would consider this to be the same quality, as far as build goes. So it's definitely a cool little bargain. Definitely, if you're saving up for something a little bit bigger and better, I can understand that, but in the meantime, you'll have a quality tool to work with while you're waiting. And as far as the hardness of all the main functions on this, it's made of 5 different kinds of alloys. They all are high hardness, and all of the main function parts are hardness greater than HRC 50. So it's definitely going to hold up for you. Like I said, that blade was razor sharp right out of the box, and it's still razor sharp. It's still hair shaving sharp. So that is the Nextool Flagship Pro. Check them out, $37.50. The link's down below. You can click in my store, or you can just click that link and go straight to it. Don't forget to check out all our other links, our Amazon affiliate store down below, as well as our freeze-dried wholesaler link. You could save 15% by clicking that link. That's the only way to do it. Just click the link and shop as you normally would. You'll save 15% if you want to buy some good freeze-dried food. Don't forget our My Patriot Supply link as well. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. And our Thrive Life link down below as well if you're interested in getting started on some freeze-dried food as well. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.